Parliament in the cathedral.
Day after tomorrow, from here and across the bay, takes about 3.5, 4 hours. That ferry only leaves at 9 in the morning. But in the summertime, after 2nd or 3rd of June, it also leaves at 4. Completely white. And the females molt first, so this is probably a female. But the male stays white until sort of 10th of June. And it's often in very conspicuous places, easy to see. And it's sacrificing its life for the chicks. So the falcon sees the white thing and goes for it. Church describes 31 Icelandic bird species. And this statue is called The Grief of My Son, Sonatori. You can go out if you like. Oh yeah, we'll have a short stop. Jæja, þú varst að... Það er að strekja núna aftur. Já. Það er hæðið á hann. Er þið vindið eða ekki? Það er ánægða gaman þessi. Það er ekki til bátum á Íslandi. This is from 1860 and is among the older ships in Iceland.
Hann heitir Síldin sem að...
And the name is Síldin, herring.
Já, það er því að fór svo vel í sjó.
And his father was 19 when he started as a foreman on this boat, and he had 6 people with him for the oars. And he was fishing shark, not here then, but up in the northwest of Iceland. And they were fishing in January, February and March.
Frost og vindana til þess að þeir veri hlýri.
And what you did, even if it was 10 degrees frost, you would take these when you started, you would put them in the ocean, you would get them very wet, then you would bring them and put them on, and your heat of the hand would heat them up. But if you do it the next day again, and the next day you would get very sick, and you might very well die. And then it is rye bread here, which is baked in the hot springs.
So you got something going on there.
There's a restroom out there.
Checking. Oops.
Ég get nú ekki þýtt þetta reyndar. Nei, þetta er snjókorn.
Já, snjókorn.
I want to change this to a little bit for the weather, but maybe we
And a puffin sitting on top of it.
Nice big poultry.
Yeah. Albatross puppy.
we are going to stay here very close with the big island here in front of us.
nature or the animals. Krummi gangar úti, kallar hann nafna sig. Ég fann höfuð á hrúti, hleypur kjarnir skil. Komdu nú og krammaðu með mér, krumminn að nafni mig. Komdu nú og krammaðu með mér, krumminn að nafni mig.
Yfir kaldan eyði sand, einn nótt ég sveima. Nú horfið Norðurland, nú á ég hvergi heima. This little poem is about, as I told you, the animals on the farm. And he counts the animals and then he tells what they say. Hani, krummi, hundur, svín, hestur, mús, tittlingur, kalar, krunkar, geltir, hryggleggjar, kistir, syngur. Verður ertu víst að fá vísu gamli aftur, aldrei hefur fallið frá frækilegri garður. Reiðum, líðum, reddum yfir sandinn, rennur sól á bak við arnarferð. Hér á reik, hér margur á reikandinn, úr því fer að skyggja á jökulskerð. Drottinn leiði drösuli minn, drjúgur veggur síðasti áfanginn. Drottinn leiði drösuli minn, drjúgur veggur síðasti áfanginn. Hei, 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 þauki halti prófa, þurrandi til blóði væta góm. Eða líka einhver bara hóa, undarlega dýrum kalla róm. Útilegumenn í ódáðarhaun, eru kannski að smala fé á laun. Útilegumenn í ódáðarhaun, eru kannski að smala fé á laun.
Ég settist hjá mér í sandinn, það var sungið, faðmað og kysst. Það var rukkið, dansað og kysst. Tondelejó, tondelejó. Aldrei gleymast þér augum þín svörtu og aldrei slógu truflaðar í hjörtu. Tondelejó, tondelejó. La 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 la
Ástarljótið þín verður æði hverja mín, hennar stundar líkur göngum minni. Birtist mér í draumi sem dýrlegt ævintýr, þau dag sem ég lifði náist inni. Lítið fugl á löngum teigi, losar blund á mosasæng, heilsar glaður leiðum degi, hristir silfur daggarvæng.
Flýgur upp í himinn heiðir, hefur geislað straum í fang. Siglir borgum svalaliðir, sest á háan klettadrag. Þykist öðrum þröstum meiri, þenur brjóst og
we perform, we wear all our Icelandic national costumes. The women are wearing costumes which design is dated from the 19th and 20th century, based on a very old tradition. The cloth of some of the aprons are hand-woven, and all the silver decorations are handmade. Many of these costumes and the jewelries have been in the owner's family for generations. The men are wearing a costume that was designed only a few years ago in connection with the celebration of the 50th anniversary of the Icelandic Republic. This costume is also based on an old tradition. Like to ask you if you want to march with us, dance a march, 2 and 2 together. We are willing to dance with some of you if you want to, and it's very easy and very funny. You just do what you like to do. Are you ready to try? Just follow us.
Klakkaskál. Local generator station. 10 fjords. Scope. The scope. It's better when I put up the mic. They are lying. Some of the nests are in the side of decks. Those tires. And there are females everywhere. They're brown, maybe then camouflage. Some
What are you looking for? The deadwood?
Boats.
Oops, sorry. Here comes a car.
No, it was a fox, and then 2 years ago I told the farmer here that I'd seen a fox that was walking between the nests, and probably the fox has ruined the hydro colony. They just moved off. Because this was fine. Very nice. Nice church, beautiful little church.
Walking out on that outcropping.
The ruins of a fishing station. Literally flying by. They're dipping in the water, is that the one? That's the sandpiper?
In the water. Sort of half in, half out. Now he's more in the water. Now he's facing.
Yeah, I thought perhaps I had the lowest mag on now. Only 20. If I go out to 60, I might be able to
The
read it.
sanderlings?
So we have got now 2 new ones we haven't seen properly before. That's to say the purple sandpiper and most of these black ones, the ones that are up here in the sills, high up there and some down there, they are kittiwakes. And then somewhere on the top of cliff like up there and over there where it's a bit more of grass, they are the full ones. And then these black and white ones, mainly black, they are the mirrors, or the gilly ones. There are 2 types there. There's the short, no, the thick-billed mirror, which has a stripe going up here, white, both sides. And the common mirror looks the same, but has no stripe. A couple of restaurants up there.
Someone. There's a black tip under the wings. Pretty well. So here's my song. We've stopped to take a picture of the Iceland poppy.
Iceland coffee. This is a guidance cairn. Used to mark the old trails. See the trail there. There's the bus waiting by the road monument. It's morning again and we're loading the bus. That's the inn we stayed in last night.
Can so easily, control or change from one gate to another. And you can see a foal for only a few days old who can run and change from one gate to another. But you can also see a foal who choose only to move on one gate. But when you start
in the stop.
I think that's the thing which is behind the swan on the nest, is the black-tailed godwit. Far short behind them. Look at the green wing field, that is flipping. To the left of the video. Which island? Far away island.
Far away to the left of what I...
Two falls.
The green chest facing the door was imported in the 19th century. The chest of drawers and the bureau was made locally from driftwood, made of old bedboards and carved wheel from an old spinning wheel. The memorial wreath is supported from Minute meals were prepared for 10 to 20 people. Smoked meat, something or other hung from the coffee mill, butter dishes, this square barrel, and the food chests along the
Wooden plates. Wooden plates.
But they have this material and the log and all this stuff you can also get in many other places.
It's the Balastova.
here.
sleeping quarters. And the food bowl. Here's the carving on the top of the food bowl. A one-string violin. Here's the front of the fireplace. With the church behind. Here's a picture of the church.
Oh, I see them. Yes, I see the others. Okay, I got it. Sometimes I have to look first and then put my goggles on. My goggles, yes.
Your goggles.
Yeah, right.
I think they're in this patch right here.
Yeah, I got it.
See them? Let me get eye now.
We are having a soup, and then we are having rice, which is a fish, and then we have coffee, tea, and probably some chocolate or something.
Here's the botanical garden.
Phyllis, are you okay? Reeds in the water. Wow.
Again, watch the female. As soon as another male gets close, she's got her male. She's the one laying low.
They turn sideways and the light catches that green and
Pseudocraters. Formed by steam vents. And an ash flow covers the lake.
Hello, and welcome to the north part of Iceland.
Is this yours?
My name is Jonas, and of course, if you want to address me, you say Jonas. Even my second name is Helgason. That's nothing to do with terrible state. I do not mean it actually. I would love to come there for a day or two. But and the Atlantic Ocean opened up. First, the South Atlantic, but then some 60 million years ago, the North Atlantic opened up. First, the crack or the opening was between Canada and Greenland. You see this gap here, but then it decided to move and started breaking up and moving between Greenland and Norway. You were driving around here, up here. You are still in America. You have not seen Europe yet. Because the crack between the two continental plates is marked by this shadow. Well, it's quite clear in the north. We have here this area, this zone of earthquakes and eruptions. From its other, we get constant earthquakes, tremors, and eruptions in this area. It's very complicated here in the south, like two zones, but it's very simple here in the north. And well, if they're moving away from each other, how fast is it going on? The moving of 1 centimeter a year to each direction. And I have experienced 22 eruptions. Building up something like a pile of pancakes. We have here one of these pancakes building up here, and if you get thousands and thousands of these throughout millions of years, then you end up with a high plateau.
They should be taken out of the... It's not nice for people to see.
It's an absolute rape.
Sounds like... Is that the Barrows Gold Mine?
Nei, já. Já, þú ert á staðnum og krakkarnir verða þarna í svona tíma kannski.
These right there.
The Bird Museum. The Bird Museum.
Confirm this one. No, this is just comes accidentally.
Beautiful markings on it. Oh, there's the other one. Yeah, the female.
Where did she go, Maureen?
Plymouth device for measuring continental drift. Cowshed Cafe.
Brilliant.
Devil's Kitchen.
Continental drift. Where we are.
most likely 630 feet up the wall.
There's the installation station there.
Because
That's the generating station there. Turbines there. And the spinning towers. This is the path of the rift, where all the lava came out. Some geyser beds, holes in the ground. Some long cairns. Just for guides from walking in the fog. And right in the middle of nowhere.
We haven't seen any horses at all.
That's an interesting saucer.
Beautiful collection of rocks.
I've got much closer to them, but we had to slow down so early because of sheep that were in front. A sheep with 2 lamps and wouldn't get off the road. Okay, shall we continue?
There's our motel.
Oh, there they go.
And away.
Yeah, not bad for 10 minutes work.
We're loading out of the vehicle. And ready for a trip over the ice.
We should be 20 past 3. Shall we try to leave at 4:45? Okay.
Ice you can see swimming around, floating around in this lake stems from the same glacier tongue. Whoops, still there, which is to be found behind me. This glacier tongue is called Breiðamerkurjökull and is a part of Europe's biggest glacier named Vatnajökull.
see where she is. I'll walk closer.
There might be a nest there.
Well, that's where I was going.
That's the tide coming into the lagoon.
Yeah, it looked like a rock there. It's a seal. I saw there on my head.
Periodic volcanic eruptions under the glacier produce immense flows of water and ice. These destroy everything in their path and have built up an extensive flat outwash plain. Sand plain, which is the outwash plain of the glaciers. Picture of the church and the sand plain.
Litar, og ammailun fylli svona ammailitar.
Thank you. Now I can make a wish.
Yes.
You know what I'm going to wish?
What's that? No, but you better not tell. Don't tell. You're not supposed to tell other. Won't come true.
There are other parts of history here, like this nice little house in the middle. This is a rescue hut for the fishermen.
House. Right there, direction finder.
From sheep. Yeah, we've got that up there.
I'm not trying to make red wine.
Okay.
No, I'm not trying to imitate anything.
Beautiful red wine.
And then the eruption started up here, and the water started to flood into the lake. So the lake got higher and higher. You can see here it is in 1500, here it is in 15 something, and then it gets higher because of the water coming from the eruption, melting and going into the lake. So there was a lot of water in the lake, and people knew that this water would have to get out, and it did. And you can see where the flood came down, here and over here, but most of it came down here and took off a bridge here. That was unexpected. They thought everything would come here, but they damaged the road,
So to save the bridges, but it didn't work. We are going up on a treasure, so you have very good view.
Farm walk, woodland walk.
The forest goes way down there and
Looping going to first nitrogen fixers. The garden. Lava field from the terrible eruption in 1783.
and sometimes called tough and palagonite. And this is, on the other hand, just
It's a local museum about South Iceland, and we have about 12,000 artifacts in here. Strings which could be plucked with the fingers like the zither, or played with a bow like a violin to get another sound. They could hold it in the lap and eat with the horn spoons made of cow horn. Few space for tables and chairs inside of the small houses. That's why the plates above were not practical enough, so not common to use plates. Because quite often there were 2 or 3 sleeping in one bed to warm each other, as they had no heating inside of the houses, but body heat. Survival of the fittest. A prayer or lullaby was carved, which could help to fall asleep in the end. By the Polar Stream from the north, for instance. Especially built for the flat harbourless coast in the south. You have been there today, you have seen the waves. So the boat is wide, not that high, and there's hardly no keel down there. So they could reach and launch it without... It is a trap, a mouse press. A mouse press. Using cheese in between there. There's a wire connected somehow at the end. Then the weight on top to make sure.
The Transportation Museum.
What's in that pot there?
This is lava stone. Okay. And this we use to make the soil a bit more fluffy.
This is the site of the Alpingi Parliament, founded in 930 AD. And crack between the plates. The edge of the European plate is on the far side of the valley.
Out here is a cooling water for the turbines. It heats from about 5-6 degrees. Land here up in north, only 310,000 people. All this high living stuff.
Top of the North Atlantic Oceanic Ridge, where the Earth's surface plates are parting at an average rate of 2 centimeters a year. Molten rock, magma, wells up beneath the North Atlantic Oceanic Ridge. An additional volume rises towards a hotspot in central Iceland. This is the fiery heart of the island. Plate movement and ascending magma cause volcanic activity at the average rate of 1 eruption every 4 years.
From the borehole, the fluid goes into the steam separator, which separates it from the fluid. The steam goes this way and is used to produce electricity, but the separated water goes down here into the hot water production.
Between the numbers and signs. It's very simple. And of course,
I've been very interested in Icelandic folk music ever since I was a teenager, and I am the only person now in Iceland, and therefore probably the only one in the world, who plays this musical instrument, which is called fiðla or fiddle. Jörðar æva né uppi minn, gaf var ginnunga, en gras hvergi. Surtur fer sunnan með svigalæði, skín af sverði sólvað kífa, grjótbjörg nata en gífur rata, tróða hanir helvegt en himinn klofnar. Stóðum tvö í túni, tóklínum í sínum, höndum hauglegt vendi, hárfögur og grét sálan. Háskaplætt eins í éli stöngur, mér sama þú hvort nær nokkuð land eða öngu.
It was in the year 1000, as I said before, that Icelanders became Christian, but they had kind of a special agreement with the Norwegian king that was the ruler of the church in all the Nordic countries, that we were allowed to eat horse meat and to swear. But this is one of the few things that were actually made in Iceland for the churches. Those objects coming from Europe, they kind of brought colors into the lives of the Icelanders.
Control wire cutter used in the cod war with England.
Longer, and you scan it, then scan again, it pops up. And it is a beep, beep, beep.
Lunch to go around this way.